Hi there, Bowie here. Welcome to another class of beginners body weight movements. Yes. Before we begin, I want to first thank Drum & Street Services and QueerSpace for helping us make all of this rad stuff happen for you. And I also would like to acknowledge that this is recorded on the stolen lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. We're going to begin today with our warm-up. You might notice if you've come to the last couple of classes that this is a warm-up that we keep doing. And we keep doing it because it's a good one and it works. And it's just nice to repeat the same sequence in some way just so you can get a bit more comfortable with moving your body. So we're going to start looking up, bringing our head up, not letting it sink back though, and then we're going to look down. We're going to go 10 up and 10 down. So let's go looking up, not letting our head kink, looking down, tucking our chin down to our collarbone. That's 2. That's it. 3, 4. That's 5. That's the way. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. That's it. Making sure we're keeping our arms nice and relaxed at our sides. Our shoulders are nice and low, away from our ears. Keeping our shoulders away from our ears, we're going to tilt our head down to our ear, just as far as it can go. Tilting it down to the right and down the left. And we're going to alternate left and right. We're going to do 10 each side. So that's 2, 3. That's it. Noticing anywhere you feel tightness. 4. Taking your time, just gently working through those spots. It's 5, 6, almost there. 7. We don't want to be pushing past the point of comfort. Remember, we don't want pain. It's 8. We just want a nice stretch. 9. If you hear clicks, pops, swishes, all normal. And that's 10. My neck sometimes sounds like a bucket of sand being swirled with some water in it. Interesting noises that our bodies make. We're going to look left and right now. Remember, bringing our chin to as close to our collarbone as we can, keeping our shoulders nice and relaxed. We're not bringing them forward. We're going to go 1. That's it, alternating 10 in each direction. It's 2, 3. Remember, keeping our chin nice and level as well. 4. We don't want to be looking up. We don't want to be looking down. 5. Just looking straight through the middle. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, nice. Alrighty, moving on to our shoulders now. Now remember, there are 2 variations here. We can do shrugs for circles, or we can get our arms right up and do full windmill arms, depending on which one you feel comfortable doing. We're going to do 10 on each side, 10 forwards and 10 backwards. Those circles were not the right way, but let's get our arms moving the right way at least. So I'm going to demonstrate with a full windmill arm, but feel free to roll those shoulders if you find you get too much pain or discomfort. So I'm going to bring it forward, up and over. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, nice and controlled. 5, maybe you're allowed to have some rotation through your hips. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let's bring it back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there. 8, 9, and 10. Nice, and swapping sides. You might find you get some clicks and clunks. So long as they're not painful, totally okay. Let's go starting backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. 5. Remember, bring our arm up right past our ear. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now bringing it forward, nice and controlled. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5, halfway, keep it nice and steady. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Giving him a little bit of a shake out. Moving on to our wrists. Remember, nice controlled circles. Holding up in front makes it easy to do. We're going to circle them inwards. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we're going to push them in outward circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're bringing it down. Hands on hips. Feet somewhere around hip width apart, wherever is comfortable and allows you to stand without losing balance. We're going to push our hips forwards as far as we can. Bring it around to the side. Feeling for any clunks and pops, square corners. All the way around the back, pushing our butt right out. And then back around to the front. Oh, taking notice of any spots that are particularly tender or clunky. And feeling free to work through them a little bit slower. So we're going to go for 10 circles. Circle to the left. Don't feel like you've got to keep your legs very rigid as well. Allow a little bit of movement in those knees. We want soft knees here. So we're not going just little, like our legs are chopsticks. We let them bend in the middle. And that's about 4. That's 5. Remember, keeping our chest up. We want our hips moving, not our chests. It could be 7, 8. We go for the roundabout numbers. 9. And 1 more. And that could be 10. Then we're going to take it back the other way. Let's go 1, 2. Noticing if you feel any differences between the sides as well. 3, 4. It's 5. That's it. Nice and slow. Nice and controlled. 6, 7, 8. Almost there. 9. And 10. Oh, that's good. Bringing our feet together now. I'm going to come down to our knee circles. Putting our hands on the tops of our knees, giving them a job. We're going to bend our knees, so we're nice soft knees here. And we're going to push them forward and around and straight. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then bringing it back the other way. Remembering if you need to keep your feet apart a little bit, it's totally okay. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Finishing off with our ankles. Remember, if you need something to balance with here, feel free to hold a chair, a wall, a broomstick, anything like that gives you a little bit of stability. We're going to have 1 foot up off the floor and we're going to circle inwards for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we're going to take it outwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Swapping sides. You might notice some clicks and clunks. You might not get that smooth circle, but that's okay. Swapping sides, we're going to go again. 1, circling outwards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to make our way down to the ground to continue our warm-up. And here we are on the floor. What we're going to do now is get into our trusty quadruped position on hands and knees. We're going to bring our hands flat on the floor and have them stacked under our shoulders. So what I mean by stacking is my wrist, my elbow, my shoulder, they're all in a nice straight line. And this is the strongest position to have our joints in when they're all stacked one on top of the other. We're going to take our toes, we're going to bring them into active toes. So We've got the bottoms of our toes placed on the floor, but our heels lifted up off the ground. You want to feel free to sit back on your heels a little bit and stretch your hands forward as you lift your butt up into the air. Once we're here, we're going to push our heels down towards the floor as much as we can, and at the same time, push your chest down towards the floor. And then we're going to bring our hips forward, dipping them down, but not letting them touch the ground, looking back up behind us. So we're going to work through 10 up dog, down dogs. This is 2. 3. Sit nice and slow, nice and controlled. 4. And as we come back, just getting to where you can get to. If your legs can't stay straight and they need to bend a little bit, that's totally okay. That's about maybe 5. That's it. 6. 7. 8. As you're working through this, trying to get your heels back a little bit closer to the ground each time. It's 9. 1 more. 10. And back up to our starting position. Hands and knees on the ground. While we're down here, we're going to take our hands. We're going to rotate our fingers outwards. Bring them to face our knees as much as we can. And get our hands down flat on the floor. Now from here, we're just going to sit back away from our fingers. If you can't get your hands down flat, just creep them a little bit closer to your knees. The closer they are to the knees, the easier it's going to be to get them flat. And then we're just going to hold for a bit of a loose 30-second count. We're good at loose counting around here. All roundabout numbers are totally okay. That's it. Just breathing through that stretch. Allowing your wrists to just relax. Let your shoulders sink down. Focus on breathing. That's it. This could be a bit uncomfortable, but don't let that deter you. You could almost be there. We'll give it another few seconds. That's it. Now easing our hands up off the floor there. We're going to bring the tops of our hands down towards the floor now, keeping our fingers pointing towards our knees. But get the tops of our hands resting on the floor. Remember, keeping our shoulders down. We don't want them creeping up. And we're going to do the same, about a 30-second count. And just focusing on where you're feeling it, what that feels like. Discomfort comes in a lot of forms, and sometimes it can be a bit challenging to know the difference between discomfort and pain, but as a rule, if it's sharp and shooting or a searing pain, it's probably not a good one. But if it's a really intense, it kind of could almost make you want to punch yourself in the face because you're holding that position, that's totally okay. That's an intense stretch. If it stops you from breathing, you might have gone a little bit too far, so you want to ease back up. You don't want to feel the stretch so intensely that it causes you to catch your breath, because you're not going to be able to relax then. Coming back up out of that one. Giving our hands a little shake out. Coming back onto our hands and knees. We want our hands under our shoulders, but we want the backs of our hands on the floor. From here, we're going to allow our hips to take quite a bit of our weight. Feel free to have your active feet here. Toes are curled back and the bottoms of your toes are on the floor. And your legs are going to take a bit of this upper body weight. As you lower yourself down, as you come up, nice and controlled, you're going to close your fists. And you open your hands and gently pop them back down, the tops of the hands back to the floor. If you're thudding down, try and sit back on your heels a little bit more and take some more of that weight off. We don't want our wrists slamming down into the ground. That's not going to be any fun. So you're nice and slow, back up into a closed fist, making sure we keep our fists stuck to the ground the whole time. That's 3. We're going to work through to 10. It's 4, 5. You might hear some clicks and pops. That's okay, as long as it's not painful. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Now we're going to keep our hands in fists, and we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to keep our hands closed this time. So we're going to come down 1. We're working up to 10 again. 2. Nice and slow. 3. Nice and controlled. 4. 5. Keeping our elbows close to our bodies. 6. Not allowing them to swing out wide. 7. But just as close as you can get. 8. Does take time. 9. To develop the ability to get closer. And 10. And we're finishing off. Palms flat on the floor. We're going to lift our palms up, and we're going to keep our fingers down to the ground. So get as high as you can so that your fingers do not lift up off the floor. And we're going to go for 10 here. Now you can add a little bit of weight, but not too much. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we are. Hopefully all warm. We're going to pop back up now and jump into things. We're going to jump into some mobility movements now. Open up through our backs and just get our bodies nice and limber. So we're going to start on our backs with our arms at shoulder height and out to our sides. We're going to bring our knees up. We're going to have a 90-degree bend here and a 90-degree bend here. And we're going to relax our shoulders. Now we're going to rotate to my right towards my right hand. And as I do that, my right palm is going to stay up and my left palm is going to turn to face down. And I'm going to lower myself down just as far as I can. You don't have to go all the way to the ground. Just get to where you can get to. I'm going to come back up. As I get to the top, my hands are going to switch and I'm going to change. Do the same thing on the other side. And I'm just going to rotate like this, nice and slow, nice and controlled. That's 3. We're going for 10. Don't be surprised if you get some pops and cracks in your back. It's totally okay as long as it's not painful. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. 10. Staying on our backs now, we're just going to plant our feet on the floor, keep our knees bent. From here, we're going to lift our legs straight up into the air as we can. We're going to take our hands and we're going to bring them straight up and we're going to hold it so that our thumbs are just over our eyes. It's a good little marker there. Now we're going to take our right leg and we're going to bring it down. As we do that, we're going to try and keep our left leg nice and straight and as high up in the air as we can. We're going to alternate like this, keeping both legs straight as we can. That's 2. An easy way to help with that is to pull your toes towards yourself. That's it. 3. We're going to go for 10. 4. Remember, getting just as low as you can. You don't have to get your heel all the way to the floor. It's 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. One more. 10. And letting our legs relax. Oh, coming up now, we're going to stand up. Nice and slowly. So, tidy ourselves up a little. What we're going to do now, you want your feet, if you can get them together to do this, get them together. But if not, anywhere around hip width or inwards, it's going to be just fine. And what you're going to do, now you can keep your legs straight with this, or you can bend your knees as much as you need to be able to bring your hands down onto the floor. Once your hands down on the floor, you're going to slowly start walking them out. We're going to walk. We're going to let our whole body lengthen out behind us, keeping your butt squeezed nice and tight. That's the trick here. We're going to see if we can get our hands and fingers to just past our eyes. And once we're there, we're going to walk our way back up. Remembering bending your knees if you have to, as your hands get closer to your feet. And then rolling ourselves up nice and slowly. So we're going to work through 5 of these. That was 1. Let's go again. Bending our knees. Walking ourselves out. Nice and controlled. Just getting our hips to level with our shoulders. We don't want to end up with a big sag in our hips here. So squeezing your butt, that's the trick. Butts hold us together. It's 2. That's it. This makes halfway. It's 3. This is 4. One more. And we're just getting your hands to where you can get to there as well. If you can't get them right out and you can get them to just under your shoulders, that is totally fine. We're going to take ourselves back down to the floor now. And we're going to start again from the top with our T-spine rotations. So on our backs, we're going to work through these 3 exercises 3 times. So here we are again. T-spine rotations are the first ones up. So we're going to have our feet together. 90-degree bend, 90-degree bend. Arms out at shoulder height. Remember, the hand we're turning towards is going to stay up, and the palm on the opposite hand comes down. We want to go 1, 2, working towards 10. 3, 4, 5. That's almost there. 6. Remember, not having to get so far to the ground if you can't, just getting to where you're getting to. 7, 8, 9, 1 more, and 10. Once we're here, planting our feet, bringing our legs up, bringing our thumbs up and over our eyes. And we're going to take our right leg and we're going to lower it down on our 1. That's it. 2. We're going to alternate 10. 3, 4, 5. That's the way. 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 more. That's 10. Whew, that's it. Arms come down. Then we can roll ourselves up and then come up onto our feet nice and slowly. We don't want the world fading away because we stood up too fast. We're bringing our feet together or having them just a little bit apart. We're going to bend our knees if we need to, or straight legs if we can. Bring our hands down to the floor and just slowly start walking ourselves out just as best we can, getting our hands out past our eyes and walking back up. We're going for 5 here. That's 1. It's 2. This is 3. This is halfway. 2 more. This is 4. This is 5. We're standing back up at the finish of this one. And now bringing ourselves down to the floor. We don't want to get down to the bottom of that one and not go back up to the top because there's no such thing as a half move. So we need to always finish where we start. Coming now onto our backs. Last time through, we're going for T-spine rotations. T stands for thoracic spine. So what we're doing here is rotating our thoracic spine, which is kind of our mid-back section between shoulder blades and the bottom of our ribs. And it gets stiff, especially when we sit a lot. So we're going to bend our knees, 90-degree bend knee, 90-degree bend in the hip, arms out at shoulder height. Over the side we turn towards is palm up, side we turn away from is palm down. We go 1, 2, working towards 10 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more. 10. Bringing our legs back up to that middle position and letting our feet come down to the floor. Whew, those ones are good. We'll bring our legs up now, straight as we can get them. Our arms come up and our thumbs come over our eyes. We're going to go for our straight leg lowers, pulling our toes down towards ourselves to help keep our legs straight. I'm going to go 1, 2, so working towards 10, 3, 4, 5, halfway, 6, 7, keep it nice and steady, it's 8, 9, 10. Legs down, coming up. Finishing off with our inchworms. Who loves these? Maybe just me. We're going to go again. Working towards 5. We're bending the knees a little bit, or as much as you need to make you able to get your hands down to the floor. And then we're slowly going to walk our way out, remembering the more stretched out we get, the more you want to be focused on squeezing your butt. Once our hands are out past our eyes or as far out as we can get them, I'm going to slowly walk ourselves back up, nice and controlled. It's 1. It's 2. 3, 4, that's it, almost there. And our last one. Number 5. Oh, that's it, 3 rounds. Moving on to next part of our session. Alrighty, we are on to the second part of our session. We're going to start, we're going to get our legs working a bit now. So we're going to come into a nice wider stance, so our feet are a bit wider than our hips. Our toes are slightly outwards. What we're going to do, bring our hands together in front of our chest because this helps us keep our chest up. We're going to lower ourselves down to a squat. Then we're going to step across and come up, keeping our feet wide. You'll notice I've come back to the starting position. We're going to work through 8 of these. So we're going to squat down, hold in that position. We're going to step across and then come up. Oh, that's 2. Come down. We're going nice and slow here. 3. That's it. 4. 5. We're almost there. 6. That's it. As we come down, stepping across and letting that weight shift from this foot, coming across, we shift it to this foot. So this foot can become nice and light to step across. Is that 6? You probably want me to be keeping a count of these ones. We'll go with 7 there. 1 more, coming down and up for 8. Now for this next movement, you're going to need a chair without arms. Here's one I prepared earlier, but feel free to grab yourself a chair. Even the front of your couch will work actually, probably quite well, as long as you don't sink too low. What we're going to do here, we're going to bring our legs out as wide as they can go. We're going to keep them probably about a foot distance to 1.5 feet in front of the seat. We're going to turn our toes as forwards as we can get them, but don't feel too uncomfortable. If they need to be quite outwards, totally okay. They get to where they get to. We're going to bring our hands out to the sides like we're flying. And then we're going to lean forward as far as we can and stand up. Oh, now bringing our hips back and reaching for the chair to sit down. If you're having trouble standing up from this position, feel free to bring your knees in, bend them a little bit, plant your feet, lean forward. Same thing. Bending your knees as you come back down, making sure you're pushing your hips right back here. So pushing back, bending the knees as we sit down. So either of those variations is going to work, and we're going to work through for 6 of these. So again, bringing our feet, if we're going for this variation, as wide as we can. If you need to bend your knees, bring them closer. Definitely doing it. We're going to go for 5 more. So we bring our chest down, allow our body weight coming forward to help us stand up. It's 2. Reaching our hips back and coming down. This is 3. That's it. 3 to go. 4. 5. And 6. Coming back to our starting position. Whew. Coming down now onto the floor. We're going to do a little dishing. So what that means is we're going to have our hips at 90-degree bend, our knees at a 90-degree bend. And what we're going to do, we're just going to hold for 15 seconds. So in this position, tuck your chin down to your collarbone and just roll your shoulders up off the floor. Now taking your hands, you're going to reach as hard as you can for your toes. And you're reaching and you're pushing, you're going to hold there. And we're going to hold for 15 seconds. Ready? Let's go. So you push your fingers down like you're trying to reach those toes. You can't reach them, but you're going to keep pushing. You stretch your arms out as far as you can. That's it. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to relax. Whew. How was that? Getting up nice and slowly. Standing up. And we're going to take it from the top with our squat side steps. So our feet are just wider than our hips. Hands up in front of our chest. Remember, we're taking these ones nice and slowly. We really want to work on that slow transition from one foot to the other here. So we squat down as low as we can. We shift all of our weight onto this foot to make this foot light. Then we come across, shift all the weight onto this foot to make this foot light. We stand up. It's 1. Coming back down. 2. That's it. We're going for 8. 3. 4. Doing well. Remember, only take as big of a step as you can. So you don't have to take a big wide step. 5. You just get to where you can get to. 6. 7. 1 more. 8. Yes. Coming over to our chair again for our straddle ups. So remember, just bringing your feet as wide as what is comfortable for you. I'm going for 6 of these. Our arms out to the sides. We lower our chest down and our torso coming forward helps us. So as we come forward, that weight helps us get up. If you're not leaning forward, as we come back, if you're not leaning far enough forward, you're going to have a really hard time trying to get up. So really make sure to feel comfortable to really bring that chest down and shift the weight forward. It's 2. And reaching back, trying to be as controlled as possible here. Chest comes forward. 3. That's the way. 3 to go. 4. 5. And 1 more. And 6. Amazing. Coming back down to the floor again. Into our dashing. Yeah. This is the funnest one there is, isn't it? Yeah, I think you'd think I'm not telling the truth. Alrighty. We're going to set ourselves up. Remember, 90-degree bend at the hip, 90-degree bend at the knee. Our fingers are reaching and our chest is coming up and curling. Well, we're trying to staple our ribs to our hip bones. We're going to do a 15-second hold. You ready? Let's go. Pushing our fingers down as far as I can, bringing your shoulders up off the floor, tucking your chin, reaching. And you're trying to reach, but you just can't reach it, so you've got to stretch further. Almost there. That's it. 3, 2, 1, and relaxing. Oh, that one makes a burn. Coming back up, nice and slow, to our feet. Back to our squats for our side steps. Give myself a little bit more space to step with this time. Yes. Toes just outwards, just wider than hips, or wherever is comfortable for you. Hands come up to in front of the chest. We squat down nice and slowly. We shift our weight so that this foot becomes light and we step across just as far as we can. We shift that weight just enough so that this foot becomes light and we step it across. We're coming up. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, halfway, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. Ready for our straddle ups. Coming back to our chair. Feet as wide as are comfortable to be. Sitting ourselves down to start with. Arms out to the sides. Remembering, we bring our chest forward. 1. That's it. Now having your feet as close together and your knees as bent as you comfortably need. So if you need them here, same thing, we're shifting forward and we're standing up. Nice and smooth, nice and controlled. 2, 3. That's it. Making sure if your feet are a bit closer and your knees are a bit more bent, you bring your chest forward still. It's 4. We want as much control as we can here. 5. 1 more. 6. And back down. Back down for our dishing. Yes. Setting ourselves up. 90-degree bend to the hip, 90-degree bend to the knee. Remember, we're reaching those fingers, so we tuck our chin. We roll our shoulders up off the floor. We reach our hands down. We sit up. We're ready. Let's go. 15 seconds. Pushing our fingers as far as we can. We want to go trying it even further. How far can you roll your shoulders up off the floor? Stretch it down. That's it. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relaxing. Oh, that was good. Well done, friends. Thanks for working through it with me. We have one more round to go. Prepare yourself. This is it, friends, our finishing round. We are going to go for 2 minutes. We have 2 more minutes left. And what we're going to do is pretty simple. Simple, but maybe not as easy as what it may think it is. We're going to be standing up and we're going to be laying down on the floor. Now, standing up and getting back down with a twist. First time we do it, we're going to take our right hand, we're going to stick it to our right knee. Now, what we're going to do, now that our hand is on our right knee, we're going to go 2 minutes, we're going to hop down on the floor, we're going to back up, then we're going to swap hands. We're going to work through it. Alrighty, 2 minutes on the clock. Let's go. But getting down any way that you can while keeping your right hand stuck to your right knee, laying flat on the ground. That's it. Now coming back up and standing up, making sure that right hand doesn't hop off that right knee. And we're stood back up. Yes. So now we're going to take our left hand, we're going to plop it on our left knee, and we're going to do the same thing. Coming down. That's it. Laying down, flat on the floor, coming up, getting up any way that we can with our left hand stuck to our left knee. We're just going as slowly as you need to make it. So don't worry too much about the pace it's going. If you can't keep up, you do what you can do. We're going to take our right hand now. I'm going to stick it to our left knee. I just did that. Yep. Now we're going to hop down onto the floor. This one becomes a bit more confusing. It's like, what hand, what leg am I using? Now we got this. Stepping back through, making sure that right hand doesn't leave that left knee. And we're laying down flat. I'm coming, standing back up, making sure it stays stuck. Yes. That's it. We're 60 seconds down, friends. We've got 60 seconds to go. Let's take our left hand, bang it right on that right knee. Same thing again. We're already halfway down by this point, reaching for those knees, coming down onto the floor, laying onto our back. Yes. Rolling back up, making sure our right knee and our left hand stay stuck together. Oh, there we go. Now we're going to do it. Right arm is going to be on the top of our head. Left hand is going to be on the back of our head. And we're going to try and do this, no hands. Oh my gosh, what's happening? Yes, we can do this. Just be careful with this one. Remember, if you need to put your hand down to stabilize, totally do that. I'm trying to slowly. That's it. Coming down, coming down. Okay, we're going good. Sitting, sitting, yes. And we're laying flat. Amazing. Standing up. Oh, good work, Bowie. We can do this. We can do this. Ha ha. Yes. Ha ha. Stand back up. Who needs hands? Only try that one if you feel comfortable. We are almost there. Let's keep it going. Let's go. Take our right hand. We're going to put it back on our right knee. We're going to take our left hand. We're going to stick it on our left knee. Both at the same time. Getting down. That's it. Coming down. Trying not to crush our fingers. Back down onto the floor. Laying down flat on our back. That's it. Standing back up. Nice and slowly. Oh, coming back up. And we are done, friends. We are done. Well done. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for coming and jumping in, moving your body with me. I hope you had a lot of fun. If you have any questions, if you found some things a bit interesting with how you could move, feel free to pop them in the comments. Feel free to private message. I would love to help you out. Thank you and have an amazing day, night, whatever time of day it is for you that you happen to be practicing.